Hello students, I'm your science teacher Miss Anshu. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my science class. Students, we are going to start with the new chapter heat and temperature. What we are going to study in this chapter is what is heat, what is temperature, how we can measure temperature, different kind of thermometers, modes of heat transfer, conduction, convection and radiation, then prevention of heat loss, that is using a vacuum flask, thermal expansion and contraction and their effects. Students, what is heat? It is a form of energy. We use our sense of touch to know the hotness or coldness of an object, but this is not a reliable thing to tell whether how much hot the object is or how much cold the object is. The things that gain heat becomes hotter and they become colder when they lose heat. It is the form of kinetic energy, that is, it can flow. How heat flows? It flows from a hotter body to cold body, or from an object at a high temperature to an object at low temperature. Now to understand this, let us take a cup of tea. Now as we know, the tea inside the cup is hot and the air around it is at lower temperature. So the heat is lost to the air around the cup, and after some time the hot tea becomes cold. So this shows that heat is lost from a hotter object to the colder air around it. This shows the flow of heat energy. Now if we take a glass of ice cold water and leave it for some time, it gets to normal room temperature. As the air around the glass was at higher temperature and from the heat has flown from air to water. Thus we can say that heat flows from high temperature to a lower temperature. We can feel the heat. Anything we touch which is above our body temperature feels hot, and things that are below our body temperature feels cold. In the process of heat transfer, the object at high temperature or the object that is hot loses heat energy, while a cold object or object at lower temperature gains heat energy. So now you can answer a simple question: what will happen if a cold and hot object are kept in contact? You can easily tell that heat flows from a hot object to cold object. Thus the difference in temperature results in the flow of heat energy. This difference in temperature is the reason behind the flow of heat energy. Heat energy can be measured in calories. The SI unit to measure heat is joules. We can feel the hotness or coldness, but we can't tell how much hot or cold the object is. To know the exact hotness or coolness, we need to know the temperature. So what is temperature? It is the measure of degree of hotness or coolness. It tells how hot or cold the object is. There are different scales to measure temperature. SI unit to measure the temperature is Kelvin, which is represented by a capital K. Other units are Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. All these units of temperature are interconvertible. You can convert Celsius to Fahrenheit using this equation, then Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Kelvin and Kelvin to Celsius. Here are temperature of some different things. Now frozen food in the freezer is kept at minus 18 degrees centigrade. Normal body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. Water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Steam is formed at about 100 degrees centigrade. The air temperature in Antarctica is minus 49 degrees centigrade. Another example is typical temperature in Singapore is between 28 degrees centigrade and 33 degrees centigrade. The Kelvin scale is also known as the absolute scale of temperature, but for practical reasons, most thermometer measures temperature on Celsius scale. What is the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit scale? Celsius scale was designed by Sir Andreas Celsius, whereas Fahrenheit scale was designed by Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. upper limit in both is the boiling point of water. In case of Celsius scale, it is 100 degrees centigrade, and in case of Fahrenheit, it is 212 degree Fahrenheit. The lower fixed point is taken as melting point of pure ice, which is 0 degrees in case of Celsius and 32 degrees in case of Fahrenheit. The difference between these 2 points is divided into 10 degrees in case of Celsius scale and 180 degrees in case of Fahrenheit scale. That's all for today. The book page is covered and in between questions will be uploaded on the school website. Thank you.